Okay, I've made a list of things I wish I knew before starting at the Trade Institute of Pittsburgh. Now, I think these could be applied to any kind of trade school setting, but specifically regarding bricklaying, that's what I know, so that's what I'm going to talk about. So, first off, I'll say in week 0 at the Trade Institute of Pittsburgh, it is the trial week, which means basically you are going to be bent over a board with mortar on it, held up by upright cinder blocks, and you're going to be bent over like almost 90 degrees, depending on how tall you are, mixing mortar, spreading mortar, learning how to do certain joints with the mortar on block and then on brick. And it is going to be a trial for you. Can you stay bent over all week? For me, day 1 of week 0, I realized that I was just simply not eating enough. At the end of the day, holding a trowel all day, I brought my trowel, holding a trowel all day, by the end of day 1, my hands were literally shaking like this, because I was not getting enough carbs. Carbs are energy, so like do not skimp out on carbs. I guess I wasn't eating enough carbs before this, and then as soon as I started eating carbs, I saw instant results. Not as shaky. I literally just had more physical energy to be able to do what was asked of me. So eat carbs. My favorite thing to eat on the break was Teddy Grahams, because they're bite-sized, they're cute, which is important to me, and easy to eat. I was just able to eat like a couple handfuls of Teddy Grahams, and that got me through to lunch. And then in lunch, you want to make sure you have something with protein in it and also a carb. So moving on, protein is key for muscle recovery and for muscle growth. So something that I would drink every day is protein shakes. By the end of the program, I was getting 100 grams of protein a day. I weigh like 160 pounds. I could probably eat more protein, especially on strenuous days. But I would just simply drink, like I would bring 2 muscle milks that are 40 grams of protein each. Drink 1 in the morning and 1 on the break, and sometimes I would even bring a third that was 20 grams of protein, just in case I'm not getting it in my meals, which I'm vegetarian, so I'm frequently not. But seriously, have protein. It can be a protein powder that you're mixing into water or whatever, but it is highly important for muscle recovery, and I noticed that I was getting less sore the more protein that I had. So protein is important. And in time, I also started taking creatine in my water, just like 1 scoop in my water. Usually I would do it at lunch, because after lunch, you'll work for a little bit and then clean up, and the cleanup is very strenuous. So I liked creatine for energy and recovery. And you don't have to take creatine. This is just my advice. Things I wish I knew. And this has all helped me, and I was able to get through the program and graduate, and also establish a new level of self-care for myself that straight up did not exist before the program. So, another thing I wish I knew, and let me get this. There are stretches and exercises that you will want to do, and if you do not do them, your hands will suffer. Once you're in weeks 1 through 4, you're going to be laying to the line, which basically you're going to be laying brick on a practice wall, just side by side, how you see bricks on houses. Like, those are called stretchers. It's a stretcher course, is when you see bricks laid side by side. You're going to be doing that for weeks 1 through 4. When you're doing that, truly, you are literally never going to put your trowel down for as long as you're laying brick. And holding something all day is going to destroy your hand unless you are doing exercises. So here's what my exercise science boyfriend taught me. I took this is like a produce rubber band. You make this kind of puppet hand. You put it around like this. You open and close, open clothes. And you can do like, I'd say anywhere from 10 to 20 of these. I was keeping rubber bands in my pocket and around my wrist on the floor so that if my hand started to hurt, just do this, because what you're doing is activating the opposite muscle from like a grip. Like you're activating the opposite thing, which makes your gripping muscle relax. I don't know anything about muscles, but my boyfriend literally went to college for this, and so he actually knows. And this was extremely helpful, and I passed on this information to everyone in my week, and you know, we graduated. So get yourself a rubber band. It doesn't have to be like crazy, you know, tough, but you're gonna want to do this, and don't do it too much or else you're gonna get tired. So do like, I did it, you know, 20 times, like just 20, like 1, 2, 3, twice a day. I do it at the beginning. I would do it like maybe 10 times during the break, and then again after class. So really, really important to do that. Another thing that you'll want to do in time is wrist curls, and like you can use a 3-pound weight. This will be enough. Near the end of the program, I switched to a 5-pound weight, and even that was a bit much, but I'm trying to grow muscle. So I'm going to show you real quick how to do a wrist curl if you don't know. So I have like this camel saddle. Don't mind the weird thing, but it's perfect for this. So you're going to take this. You want to make sure that your forearm is totally flat against whatever surface you're using. I'll do this. And then you're just going to curl up, and you don't want to like lift up at all. You're literally just using the wrist, and you'll see in the top of your forearm activation of that muscle. And this is the same kind of concept as the rubber band, where you will find that you are using the muscles in your forearm on the back side of your forearm. You're using those muscles a lot, but you're not using these muscles as much, and this will just help to relax those muscles, the opposite muscles. So you're literally just like crank, drop it down. I could probably be out a little bit more. Crank, and you're just doing it. You don't have to do a ton. You will feel it. You will feel when you've done enough. Like, I would basically just do as many as I could till I couldn't anymore, but you could just do, you know, like 2 sets of 10 or like whatever. I'm not an expert in that. One other thing that I would recommend doing every single morning is wrist warm-ups. And I will also show you my kind of wrist warm-up routine. No one's asking for this, except for one person, but this is what you're gonna get. So I'm going to have it like this. I'm just gonna show you what I do. So for my wrist warm-up, I'm actually stretching my toes as well. I sit kind of back on my toes like this, with my butt just on my knee, or on my toes, or my heels, I should say. So I'm sitting like that, and then I come forward into a tabletop. Can you see my hands? I feel like you're gonna need to see my hands. Okay, this is good. So I'm in a tabletop. I come forward just a little bit, and you're going to lean forward, and you want to pass your shoulders over your hands. And don't just do this idly. You want to push the ground away. So you're kind of pushing your shoulders back in your chest as you do this, almost like you're trying to hold yourself up, and you just rock back and forth. So you'll push the ground away each time that you come past your wrists past your shoulders, or your shoulders past your wrists. And you'll just do that. And then you internally rotate the hands just slightly, and you do the same thing. I just do this like literally 5 times, and each different orientation is enough. The most important thing is that you're activating the muscles here and feeling a stretch in your hands and in your wrists. So then you can do this. Now you don't have to go as crazy on this. You do this, bend the elbow to encourage stretching, and you will feel a stretch in your hand and in your elbow, and you literally do not want to skip on this, because masonry is all in your hands, your forearms, and your back. So just do this. I mean, right now this feels amazing. And for this one, I've got my butt on my heel, you know. I'm pushing the ground away. I'm still activating those muscles. But I'm kind of back on my heels a bit. So yeah, those wrist warm-ups, like without them, I think my wrists would have just perished. Okay, so the last thing I will share is just self-care on the floor, like in the classroom. So in the first week, in week 0, you might feel compelled to really go above and beyond and rush and try to push yourself. Do not do that. Take your time, focus on learning proper technique, ask questions, and do not go all out. Like, you're gonna get gassed out and not be able to continue. So, yeah, do not rush. If your back is hurting, stand up straight, do some stretches. No one's gonna yell at you for doing stretches if your back is hurting. They're not trying to have you be injured. They want you to learn the things that you need to learn to take care of yourself, to be able to maintain your growth. So if your hand's hurting, if you need to walk around for a second, take a walk around. Look at the work of your peers. The way that Trade Institute of Pittsburgh works is, if you're starting on week 0, you are going to be in a classroom with people that are in week 1, week 2, week 3, all the way up to week 10. So you can walk around and see people at different levels. You can go over to the station where they're laying stretchers to the line, and you can see how people in weeks 1 through 4 are doing. You can go to the basket weave station and see people on weeks 5 and 6 and how they have progressed. You can go to the station for soldiers, weeks 7 and 8, see how they're laying soldiers. And then same with weeks 9 and 10, they're laying block in a different part of the classroom, and you can go and talk to them about their experience. It is important to talk to people, because these are people that not only have they been there longer than you, but these are people who you can learn from. Obviously, the instructor is the instructor, and like, no one else should be really teaching you. People can give you tips and encouragement. The instructor knows what he's talking about and has been doing it for 50 years. So listen to him, because he has sage advice for you. But you can still learn from other people, just watching what they do, asking them questions. It's a good way to take a break and to gain some knowledge if you need to walk away from the week 0 station. And the last thing I would say for self-care on the floor is to take full advantage of the breaks. You will see some people that are working on their wall, on building up their wall through the breaks. Do not do that. Use the breaks. Eat and drink water during the break. Use your phone, connect with family, because you're not allowed to have your phone on the floor. So take full advantage of the breaks. They are short, but they are important. Use that time to sit down, to take a breather. You can use it to stretch. You can take bathroom breaks outside of the designated breaks. So I try to not take my bathroom break during the designated breaks, so that I can have the full 15 minutes and full 30 minutes. I'm not going to tell you anything about, bricklaying technique. All I can say is that for me, on day 1, I was not sure that I was going to be able to do it. And all I had to do was change a couple of things about the way that I care for myself to be able to get to the point where I graduated from the program. And truly, graduating is not the end, it is only the beginning. I'm about to have an interview with a stonemasonry company, which is going to be so tiring, I think, and physically exhausting. I will likely be increasing my protein intake. And yeah, just stay eating, stay stretching, make sure you get enough rest, and believe in yourself. Believe that you can do this, because truly, if I can do it, you can do it too. So I'm rooting for you. Hopefully I will see you graduate. Thank you.